Today we talk about practicing the open hand forms on the wooden dummy. Hey, welcome to Practice Wing Chun, where we discuss Wing Chun and answer any training related questions. My name is Edgar and this is episode 27, Practice Wing Chun. So last week I asked for some suggestions and ideas for topics we discussed, and David emailed me asking about practicing the open hand forms on the Wing Chun dummy. So I decided to kind of do this for some of the forms. Starting off, we'll be doing Sil Lim Tao. But before we go into that, I just want to mention that doing open hand form on dummy requires knowing the form and then knowing the applications to the movements in the form. Because to apply them to the dummy, you can't just do the form on the dummy. You have to modify it and break it down, and it'll make more sense to you. Maybe not in this episode, but maybe in a future episode, because today we'll be just focusing on section 1, Sil Lim Tao, and that's the pushing Tan Sil, pushing Fuk Sil, the retracting Wu Sil. So it's not that intensive, it doesn't require that much breaking down. But if you're familiar with it, the section is very meditative. I'm going to do a side view because I don't even have enough space to do it this way. So I'm going to do like an angle view. So let's get into the form. So it's the pushing Tan Sil, into jump Sil, retracting Wu Sil, into Fuk Sil, push it out, jump Sil, retracting Wu Sil, right? So that's essentially first section of Sil Lim Tao. Do that a few times for each arm, but since you guys already know the first section, we're just gonna go into doing it on the dummy. So actually, let's do this arm so that there's a better angle for this. So essentially, same thing. Tan Sil, push out. So you're putting pressure on the arm when you're pushing out. And once you reach your peak Tan Sil point, jump Sil, and then retract. And from here, into Fuk Sil, so that the Fuk is on the outside hand. And from there, just push out. So from here, normally, the Fuk Sil, the jump Sil is supposed to pin the person towards the center. But since the dummy is more stationary, it's harder to do that. So you may not get the exact position you want, but you should still apply the jump Sil where it needs to be applied. So let's go back to the Fuk Sil. So from here, once you reach your peak Fuk Sil, you do your jump Sil towards the outside arm, so that pushes the dummy. And then now you retract Wu Sil, get back into Fuk Sil, push, reach your peak again. So this will move the dummy. So you have to readjust your dummy during this training. Feel free to do so, because it will move from the jump Sil. But that's mostly section 1. It's very simple. You don't have to modify it anyway. This you actually just do it straight on the dummy. So that's mostly it for section 1. And we'll do section 2 next week. This week we'll also be doing class notes. So it'll be a mix of class notes and like the regular show. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, email me, tweet me, all that. So until next time, keep training.